afraid. That's why you can't leave. It's okay, Truman.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most artistically striking film and TV visuals that were obviously, if not explicitly, modeled after great graphic art. Out of respect for the challenge, animated films are not included.
In the life of the painter, death may perhaps not be the most difficult thing.
Number 10, The White Lotus, Echo and Narcissus.
I just want to give everyone what they want, and I'm in a family full of narcissists.
Dude.
Art and narcissism are key themes throughout the HBO anthology The White Lotus. Their most poignant intersection comes at the climax of the Ratliff storyline in Season 3.
Pina coladas?
Yeah. Till last night, so...
After Tim changes his mind about killing his family to spare them the consequences of his crimes, his son Lachlan accidentally drinks a poison smoothie. The shot of him vomiting into a pool echoes a John William Waterhouse painting of the mythical Greek figure Narcissus admiring his reflection in a lake. Beside him is Echo, who perishes over his rejection. Having exposed his family's self-serving behavior by emulating it, Lockie now reveals the horror of his father's selfish gesture of love. Tim thankfully revives his son, but the near tragedy shows how desperately they needed humbling.
I think I just saw God.
Number 9, Girl with a Pearl Earring. Girl with a Pearl Earring.
You're not the first to forget your manners in front of his paintings. Tell me, girl, do you think it finished?
No one knows the identity of Johannes Vermeer's subject for his masterpiece, or if this girl with a pearl earring even existed. The novel and film adaptation of the same name go beyond speculating on the origins of the painting, purportedly of a household servant of Vermeer's. Cinematographer Eduardo Serra extensively referenced the painter's distinct framing and color style. Director Peter Weber goes further with his compositional pacing. This obviously comes into perspective in scenes of the fictional Greet sitting for her portraiture.
Take off your cap.
No, sir. I cannot.
Cannot.
I will not.
I need to see your face. The cap covers too much.
Such attention to detail won the film praise and a cult following, as a vivid representation of artistry itself.
Yeah, that's it.
It still dispels much of the mystery surrounding its subject in a compelling way.
So I've come to the right place then.
Tanaka.
This is for you.
Number 8, Twin Peaks, Seated Figure.
As the mule is going to come back in style.
Figurative painter Francis Bacon was one of David Lynch's favorite artists. His surreally disturbing yet ethereal style obviously influenced the filmmaker's work, especially with one of his most iconic sets. Throughout the TV series Twin Peaks, FBI agent Dale Cooper regularly assesses the mysteries in dreams of a red waiting room within a void. The aesthetic and the suited Cooper's place in it allude to Bacon's seated figure. The box outline within the painting would appear in a more obvious recreation of 1953's Portrait of a Man when Cooper first visits the real world in Twin Peaks: The Return. Of course, the initial basis in Bacon's vision enhances the already trippy trope's impact on the show's artful atmosphere. Number 7, Carrie, Study for Lady McBth.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got the winners. All right. I give you Tommy Ross and Carrie White.
The climax of Brian De Palma's Carrie is one of the most haunting images in the history of horror cinema. In fact, the visual dates back to a Gustave Moreau piece inspired by Shakespeare's darkest masterpiece. Study for Lady McBth represents the eponymous figure in a ghostly form, surrounded by streams of blood to represent her madness and guilt. Sissy Spacek holds that very same posture as the blood-soaked Carrie White psychically sets her school on fire. Moreover, De Palma's framing is stunningly similar to Moreau's. Alluding to an iconic symbol of remorse adds another heartbreaking layer to Carrie's explosive vengeance. It also deepens the story's message that women's strife can be a gory business.
We'll pray. Yes. We'll pray. We'll pray. We'll pray. For the last time, we'll pray.
Number 6. The Cell. Various.
She's had quite a journey. Not like anything we've ever seen before.
So she's made contact.
Oh, yes. She's gone very deep into his world.
The beautification of the grotesque is exemplified in Tarsem Singh's sci-fi horror thriller The Cell. Many extreme art pieces were referenced in the design of a comatose serial killer's twisted dream world. H.R. Giger's signature biochemical paintings inspired some of the costume and set designs. Odd Nerdrum's 1989 painting Dawn is all but recreated when Special Agent Peter Novak enters this apocalyptic nightmare.
Have you seen him, my boy, my little one? His father took him from me. Spit him out my hole. Big deal. Don't mean I got my child's an abomination. He has no soul.
And his torture at the climax takes from several paintings of St. Erasmus's disembowelment, one of which appears towards the end of the movie.
It's not real.
These are just a few of the intermedia art allusions that make The Cell a cult classic crossover of elevated craft and, excuse the term, visceral shock. Number 5. The Truman Show. Architecture au clair de lune. The Belgian surrealist René Magritte questioned reality by disrupting mundane images with abnormal elements. Doesn't that basically sum up the brilliant satirical dramedy The Truman Show?
Good morning!
Morning! Good morning!
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Thus, when Truman Burbank leaves a reality TV show set for the first time in his life, he ascends a staircase modeled after Architecture au clair de lune. Viewers who recognize this can revel in the irony of surrealist art being used as a gateway to reality. Alternatively, it could be playing on Magritte's own philosophy of the fragility of our perceptions.
Truman. You can speak. I can hear you.
The filmmakers haven't even confirmed the deliberate illusion in this set design. Nonetheless, a symbolic reference that esoteric makes this high-minded farce's ending all the more satisfying.
In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.
Number 4. Melancholia Oilia. The opening montage in Lars von Trier's Melancholia gives away more than just the apocalyptic ending. Justine floating in a lake with a wedding dress and flowers is easily the film's most iconic shot. It's even on the poster. But with its basis in Sir John Everett Malay's painting of Shakespeare's Ophelia, it foreshadows Justine's arc. Like Ophelia, she will suffer a breakdown after being abandoned by her love, thus setting up the entire cast's demise.
We could be the perfect couple. We've had good sex.
I don't think that's a very good idea.
No. No.
Granted, Hamlet couldn't have done much about a rogue planet crashing into Earth. Still, the dreamy preceding visual more elegantly asserts that Melancholia isn't about how the story plays out. It's a meditation on sorrow and mortality that have been inspiring artists long before Shakespeare.
Oh, man. Close your eyes.
Number 3. Shatanango. 3 figures near a canal with windmill. With fewer than 200 shots across 7 hours, Shatanango shows an epic grasp on the nuances of imagery. The most recurring and potent visual is of destitute villagers wandering along a dirt road. This was also the premise of 3 figures near a canal with windmill, an especially dark Vincent van Gogh that depicts 3 shadowy figures walking through mud. Some 5.5 hours into the black and white film, 3 characters recreate the painting almost exactly.
Nehezen találom a szavakat most, amikor eljött a pillanat és az útjukra bocsájtom magukat.
Shatanango's walking sequences epitomize Belatar's masterful impression of the aimlessness of poverty and existence itself. That they bring one of Van Gogh's long-lost masterpieces to life deepens their beauty and bleakness in connecting humanity to nature.
Nem érted, hogy mi vagyunk azok, akik felkaroljuk az emberiség méltóságért folytatott szívós és reménytelen küzdelmét?
Number 2. Shutter Island, The Kiss.
Are you real?
No. She's still here.
Who? Rachel?
She never left.
The mind-bending tension of Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island takes a heartbreaking turn whenever Detective Teddy Daniels remembers his late wife Dolores. The dream of her turning to ash in his arms looks especially like a work of art because it was.
You have to let me go.
I can't.
Their embrace and Dolores' dress pattern are clearly reflective of Gustav Klimt's The Kiss. This symbolist portrayal of entangled lovers complements the sentimental passion of the otherwise brooding Teddy. It also suggests just how deeply the image of Dolores' death in a fire is ingrained in his fragile psyche. No matter what the medium, Scorsese is a master of using his enthusiasm for art to enrich his own.
Doctor! We need to interview the patients who were in Rachel's group therapy session.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Pan's Labyrinth, Saturn devouring his son. The Pale Man's gruesome feast pays homage to Francisco Goya's macabre masterpiece. Django Unchained, The Blue Boy. Seeing the Thomas Gainsborough portrait gave Quentin Tarantino a colorful costume idea.
Remember me?
Hannibal, The Great Red Dragon and the Woman Clothed with the Sun. William Blake's haunting aesthetic influences Francis Dolarhyde more vividly here than in previous Red Dragon adaptations. Nosferatu, Death and the Maiden. A cinematic tribute to expressionistic contrasts between beauty and horror culminates in a stunning final shot. The Lighthouse, Hypnosis. Sasha Schneider's bizarre work was recreated in one of horror master Robert Eggers' most entrancing scenes. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Dreams, Vincent van Gogh. What Vincent van Gogh did for representing nature and humanity on the canvas, Akira Kurosawa did for cinema. He did so more directly with the 5th vignette in the exquisite anthology Dreams. Crows follows an art student as he visits a Van Gogh exhibition at an art gallery, then magically enters the paintings.
Bonjour. Savez-vous où habite Monsieur Van Gogh?
Among them are Langlois Bridge at Arles, Watermill at Gennep, and of course, Wheatfield with crows. The rich cinematography and innovative special effects bring these masterpieces to life in a way they couldn't have been a century prior. Just because motion pictures are leading the evolution of art doesn't mean they should brush off the still images that still move us. What are some other still masterpieces that were brought to life by the magic of filmmaking? Paint us a picture in the comments.
Why don't you paint me?
Because you don't understand.
And she does.